Hello, everybody, all my faithful subscribers. I just want to give you a couple updates here. This video is about Mia and I's honeymoon, as you can tell by the title, so I hope you enjoy it. I got more Boston Whaler stuff coming, and I got more building updates. It's just taking time because the contractors are slow and it's just a long process. So I got nothing really fun cooking on the buildings until a couple weeks from now. But anyways, please enjoy this video. It's gonna have to be a voiceover. I was not prepared to film, but we saw some really cool things. So thanks for watching. All right, starting off, this is Mia and I. We're on a airplane. This is in Maldives, in Male. So you take your little jet water float plane to the island, and I tell you what, that was an experience. I did not know that was part of the agenda. I was so jet lagged, and this little tin can didn't have AC, but it was fun. It was a good experience. This is our little huts in the water. We didn't really get a whole lot of filming in. For some reason, I didn't pack my GoPro or my drone. I don't know what I was thinking, but you can see our little hut is over the ocean, and we saw lots of cool fish. We saw like lemon sharks and lots of different kinds of stingrays and random fish. And we saw, I think you'll see coming up here, you saw something I was trying to get on camera, but it was beautiful little island. We went to You and Me Resort, and I don't know where that is in the Maldives, but it's there. Every morning, we're getting up, having breakfast, as you can see. And then that was us. We went to this underwater restaurant, which was really a neat experience. The lady took my phone and filmed this little intro. Like it's like from a movie set almost. So you can see Mia and I up here awkwardly trying to act like we're not being filmed. By the way, Mia's my wife. We just got married. This was our honeymoon. But yeah, we saw sharks going around and little Nemo fish and stuff like that. It was really cool. Here's another just clip of it. Just having fun. Yeah, this was Mia and I, our jet lag was so off. So this was us getting up at 3 in the morning, Maldives time. And we just saw this plane taking off, and it looked really cool. That was the only way, that or boat, to and from the main island, which you'll see coming up here. But there's this other island that I'll tell you about right now that, truth be told, our toilet faced it, and it had a huge building on it. And I asked, our butler what it was. And he said they call it Tsunami Island because in 2004 it was hit by a tsunami. And it's a small island. I don't know the exact size, but it had 3,700 people on it, and it got hit by a 2 meters, so 6.5 foot tsunami, and it wiped the whole island. So they moved everybody out of there. Only 3 people died apparently, which I think is crazy. But now it's just completely abandoned. This is like the main road in the island. Everything's overgrown. Again, this was so spontaneous. I really wish I brought my drone. This is one of the main buildings that's still intact. That's the Muslim mosque. And this is the guy showing us the island. I forget his name, but he was real cool. And he's showing us the well here. Fishermen, local fishermen still use this well for drinking water. That's why they have it covered. But this is one of the main buildings still intact. We'll go into it right here. But really cool building. It's just shocking to me that they just straight up and left the island, because a lot of these buildings I feel like could have been salvaged. He was telling me that a lot of them, people went through and stripped it of anything valuable. And I'm like, geez, why didn't they just keep it? But you can see the upstairs. Again, the tsunami was only at like 6.5 feet, or maybe 9. I forget. You'll have to Google it. But so a lot of people just climbed up on top of buildings. This is a view from the west of the mosque. This is him showing us. This is like the old school that the kids used to use, and it's not like that. Like, it's great quality footage, but it's really just crazy to me how they just abandoned. This is one of the big buildings you can see from our island. This is like the gymnasium. We walk up the stairs in a second here. But they just up and left. And it's wild. He was funny. He was telling us how, please don't mind the graffiti. Because apparently it said offensive things in Maldives language. And I'm like, dude, I can't read that. I can barely read English. Speaking of English, they had like little sayings, like a learned man, always something, that like funny American sayings to get the kids to learn English, like on every row. I think my favorite one was often the worst man give the best advice. Just funny stuff like that. But this is a view. There's the mosque you can see that we were just in. I mean, not a huge island for 3,700 people to live on. Apparently, a lot of the workers at the You and Me resort grew up on this island, going to this school. And then that little island over there, as you can see, that was like their industrial island. So everything they didn't want polluting on the mainland, they did on that little island. And then he's showing us these are the different classrooms. If I were a kid going to school here, I don't think I would learn anything. I would just be staring out the window all day long. I mean, look at that view. And these islands in the Maldives, I don't know, I think there's a couple thousand of them. It's just crazy. It's just like, it's like a small town in the U.S. on an island, scattered by, water in between instead of farm fields. It's really cool. And yeah, this is just, you can see all the roofs are gone and everything's being overgrown. But they weren't big houses either. Really tight. And I don't even think there's proper plumbing in most of them. Different way of life for sure. That was the main courtyard. But those apparently were, he didn't really show us the rest for liability reasons. It was pretty overgrown. But those are like the two main buildings, the mosque and the school, that are still intact. And then that's like someone's house, someone else's house. You'll see right here in a second, but the hospital is huge. But you can kind of see in the distance, fishermen from different islands come and burn all their trash. It smelled really bad. But yeah, there's the hospital. So I mean, like, big buildings. I mean, building these things out here must have been quite difficult. It's not like you can just run to Home Depot real quick. Everything's got to be brought in by boat. But yeah, really, really cool experience. So if there's any other YouTuber out there, I know there's a lot of guys that explore abandoned stuff. I did not do this place its justice. I bet there's a lot more cool stuff you can see, but it's just crazy how this whole island's just up. It's like Detroit. It's just all abandoned and all the copper's gone. But it would be cool if someone could properly explore this place. I've just never even heard of it. So I wanted to put it out there. There's us leaving. And then we went snorkeling afterwards. This guy took us to, it was cool. He's like my age, like 25. And he just guides. He's just out on a boat all day, taking people on fishing trips and snorkeling. There's the fishermen burning the trash. But I was like, man, what a life. So him and I got along. Him and I went snorkeling and saw a lot of cool stuff. This is his little favorite place. This island has tons of coral just going out for hundreds of yards. And it was full of trash, but what a cool little island. Really small. It'd be funny. He says him and his buddies go camping. But that's about all the footage I got from the You and Me Island and the Tsunami Island I didn't really film a lot because I was enjoying my honeymoon, but this is us taking off. Now we are flying back to the mainland of Mali, which is where the airport is. It's the capital city of the Maldives. And we had a 6-hour layover after this, so we hired a guy to take us to downtown Mali, which is crazy. It's 2.5 square miles, if my math's correct. This is us in the market. And it has 400,000 people living on it. So obviously one of the main industries is fishing. So we were checking out all the fish. And those were just all chilling, waiting for fish carcasses. But it reminded me of traveling in China. This is like the fish market. Just crazy. 400,000 people on that small island. And the guy was my age too. I asked what he did for fun. They're like, well, it gets kind of boring sometimes. I'm like, I can imagine. But it was really cool. If you guys are interested in going to the Maldives, I mean, I don't know if I would stay on like the main capital city island of Mali, but it's definitely worth checking out. This is us in the square. He said, you'll see right here, there's the other mosque. There's mosques everywhere. It's an all Muslim country. That was like the armory, and they brought a cannon over. This was like in the 70s or 80s, and they shot a cannon into it to try to break in. Some pirates did from Somalia or something. I just think that's wild. But yeah, it's an all Muslim country. And I heard that like Mia might get some grief for not wearing something over her head, but we had no problems. This was a Muslim graveyard. I think it was built, so I don't know the full history, but it was built in 16 something, and all those gravestones and the mosque itself is made from coral rock, which I think is pretty cool. And you're allowed to go in there and everything. And this is hilarious. This is the president house. This is like the White House. This is literally where the president lives. Just like a tiny little house in the city. Well, it's all the city. The guy asked me, he's like, have you ever met your president? I'm like, no. But I guess their president's like equal to one of our mayors. I don't know. Yeah, there's wild cats everywhere. Looking pretty rough shape. And this is just in a park. I really wish I had I filmed better quality and actually had some sounds of the city, but I was filming this all on my iPhone and didn't have a stabilizer, and it didn't sound good at all. So this is what you got. But I had to document it because Mia and I someday, God willing, will be showing our future family this little video. And what a cool trip. And the Maldives might be sunk in the ocean by then. I don't know. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Again, I'm going to keep trying to post more content. It's more for, memories and helping others figure out random stuff than it is anything. But yeah, button, and that's their ice rink. I really wish that was open. They have like a little ice rink for kids to see snow. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. And if you're going to the Maldives, let me know. It's a cool place. See ya.